Finally. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Hey, PF Dennis, hey, Poity, hey, Sanity, hey, Garrett, and Simon. How's everybody? This was all me just realizing way too late and trying to answer too many questions before stream, and whew, I'm here. Hey, Fabrico, I presume Shammy. Hey, WJPs. Haven't seen you in a bit. Welcome. I've got Pocket out of phone now. Joffrey. Who else do we have? Tuxedo and Jose and Great White. Hey, Daniel. Hey, RU's nephew. Sanity and Jason and Rafa. How are folks? Well, Jackie and Mark. I am printing things. It's almost done, hopefully. But this is the legacy. It's working great. Hey, Steven. Hey, Aaron. What else do we have? I see Kyle and Lester and Axel. Dark Eons and Charlie. TJ, Apollo, Biney. How are folks? Yeah, Legacy is working really well. It's 100% done. It's ready to take. Better start packing. I'm going to be packing like Wednesday morning, Scott. I leave Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to be packing Wednesday morning at this point. Hey, Omar. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Derek. A.B. McNichol. John AJAX. Hey, AJAX. So, these parts are, this isn't as last minute as it looks. It's nearly, nearly as last minute as it looks. Excuse me, but not quite. First of all, thanks Aaron for being a member. Thanks Axel for the gifted memberships. Thanks Derek for the gifted memberships. And I forgot to thank AJAX for becoming a member. These parts printed last night, so not quite as last minute. And I actually have a whole other set of parts printed in ABS in the other room that I may have to go grab. I figured I would print them on this Legacy. Just because it's working, might as well use it. So, what do I got? PF Dennis, thanks for the gifted memberships. What's the red filament? It looks good. The red is Stellar Red from KVP. Can't guarantee that the current batches look like this, but it might. I just don't know because I haven't bought it in a long time. Someday I'll go to one RepRap Festival. Killer Prince, see you Rocky Mountain. Thanks for being a member. Oh boy. Yeah, it's been a busy time. I am so looking forward to the event and being done getting ready for the event. Shouldn't the LED holders be printed in black? I don't know, maybe. All the memberships, yes. What else do we have here? Remember, if you are subscribed to the channel, you can receive gifted memberships and not be here. So if you can't make a stream, but you want the chance of being a member from a gift, be sure you subscribe. I'm gonna slow down now. This is supposed to be chill and hang. Catch up. I glommed on a TH3D sponsor badge so I can get in early. Nice. Is that sensor mount not printed in black? You will want that one part in black. Well, now you tell me. Let's get it going in black. How long? I wonder how long that's going to take. Is Stellar Black good enough? Let's get it going in Stellar Black. Still black. Or does it have to be black? I'm sorry. I did not, in my scattered running around, I did not think about that. I should have. Oh. Roy B, thanks for gifting memberships. What are you printing and how's M4 working? M4 is working great now. So 20 because we recommend to build a Trident. I think it's printing PET G better than my X1C. Nice. That one part should be black. Okay. I am going to slice it in black right now then. Let's go over here and go here. This is my slicing for the Legacy. So let's go up to a I3 and we're just going to use Cement PLA. And I'm going to save all those because I don't know what I changed, but it'll be good enough. And 0.2 millimeters speed. And I'm going to save those. Then we're going to go back here and we're just going to delete everything I'm not printing. So that part needs to be black, right? Maybe I'll throw that thing in there too. Slice it, dice it, and throw it on an SD card. Throw it at the Mark III. How many streams to complete project? Wait, the Blackbox, I don't know. Didn't buy a kit giveaway. I could have sent you another one. No, I didn't buy a kit to give away, AJAX. I'll explain in a bit. If working, yes, that one. Why do the parts always have to be black? Can I get a shout out to Ice Robotics and the Quadrangles as they are packing for the first Robotics World Championships. That's awesome. Throw it at Unicorn in the back of the room. Screen spacer doesn't have to be black. Okay. I will save the moment of printing on that. Slice it and throw it on the card. Why didn't that? There we go. Okay. Save. We got plenty of things we can do. I don't know. I didn't actually pay attention to how long that said it'll take to print. But it is set to go. Yep. Okay. So I'll just leave that alone. Lester, thanks for being a member. Looking forward to seeing you at Rocky Mountain as well. Hey, Nurgle Rock. I am not packed. Giveaways looks like a special night. So, yep, we are giving stuff away. Let's do that picture because that view. Today's giveaways are Polymaker filament, as we do every mainstream, and a TD-1 kit that we're going to look at today. And I have that kit because I placed an order at West 3D, and West 3D didn't know that I already had a kit, and I padded my my shopping cart for free shipping with the what's in the box. And the Daniel and team there were excited to send me one of these TD-1s because it was they had just gotten them in. And so I received a TD-1, was excited to get it. It was very awesome. But I already had one. So I immediately thought this would be a great idea to give it away on this stream. So that's how I have it. And we are also giving away a 3-pack of Pex Peppers hot sauce. Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival coming up, and Garrett is based in Colorado, so it ties in. And there's a 3D printed mount for it. I don't know where you put that, but it looks interesting. Hey Gerard. Enjoy building as much as using, maybe more. Yeah, I enjoy building way more. This thing is all I got was a one. Anyway, those things are in the description. We will give away at the 3-hour mark. I imagine we'll make it to the 3-hour mark, but probably not much more. I need all the prep time I can get. That says it's going to take an hour to print that part. We'll see. So, hey, this just finished. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I might have been talking a little louder because it was a little louder in here. Although the printer is very quiet, just that noise right there. So, yeah. Try that hot sauce, but shipping to Canada is scary. Hey, Science Sniper. Hey, Fixter Jake. Trogdor. So this is the Bowden Stealth Burner. They're out on the Stealth Burner repo. Although I've made some changes, and with some cleanup, we should probably update the repo. There were some things that could have been cleaned up. There weren't a lot of testers for it though, so now I've tested it and provided my feedback and changes, so we'll get those updated. One of the things, so a week or so ago, Prusa Mark 3S fell apart, decided to buy a Core XY printer after watching you and Nero. Awesome. Hey, Aaron. So this is a Bowden tool head, but there's a Mellow Fly 2040, SB 2040 in here. So that takes care of the fans, LEDs, hot end stuff. So instead of having 14 plus wires going to the tool head, I have the 4 CAN wires, but then I have 4 more wires going back to the M4 extruder. So it's still a significant reduction in the size of this, of the umbilical, but it is running back to the M4 for the stepper control. And it's working really well. I'm very pleased. It is 100% operational. I had to make a spool holder mount for it using the switch wire spool holder, because I was kind of into that after doing the one for the V2. Printing on RepRap firmware 3.5 RC4 with the new SB 2040 tool head. Awesome. Hey, Jantech. We're going to see you next week, right? Finally meet you in person. Curious if Beacon announced their new nozzle probe feature as if you'd all the Eddy probes coming out. Don't know. M4 off the main board to cut down umbilical wires because I'm running a 4-stepper controller. That's why. I'm running a 4-stepper controller. I'm running the Manta M4P, and it is running a CB2. So it's a pre-release CB2 is plugged into there. So this was my opportunity to check it out. I have the Pi 2 in the Phoenix here. CB2 is in here. That's a pretty good reason. Yeah. Hey, Poity. Hey, ditto, what filament? This is Polymaker's, what color was this? This is the Neptune, Starlight Neptune. It looks really cool with, there we go. Oh, this one lifted too. I've got to tweak my settings, but the Hilbert curve for first layer, but see my corner lift. Nah, I'm gonna switch out probably the bed plate. Starlight Neptune, is that what I said? Apollo, thanks for the gifted memberships. So the corners were lifting, but also my PA wasn't dialed in. That's why, I mean, I'd already printed this last night, and I noticed this morning the PA, so it didn't fit together quite as well as I would have hoped. Let's see if this one would fit. Yeah, I'll probably go grab the ABS one that I printed because that's a little tight. But it was an opportunity to put some print time on this to make sure everything's going well. And apparently that needs to be black. So, my bad. I got a bunch of these. Yeah, it's too tight. The ABS one I printed, I was smart. I wanted to print here, and if this had worked out, I figured that looks really cool. If this had worked out, it would have been cool. But I was, I think, smart and printed in an ABS as well. Start hitting the like button. That's right. We need to try to hit 300 likes by giveaway time. Okay, so this is done. I'm gonna let it cool off, and then we're gonna set it off to the side. So I'm not forgetting, I do need to throw the, oh, that's interesting. My, oh, there it is. Okay. Let's remove the filament. They're not supposed to come apart, so be careful before it's assembled. Looking forward to seeing you again at Murph. Thanks, Apollo. I'm looking forward to you as well. Muffo. Thanks for being a member. Do you have plans to come to Europe Fest? To a Europe Fest? I'm planning Smurf again in December. I'm also hoping to work out a trip to Formnext, Germany. So we'll see if that can work. I want to do that trip. We'll see. Going to the one in Santa Fe. I'm super excited to take the wife on Friday. Yeah. Hey, Thunder Keys. Are you going to be you're going to be there. I'm pretty sure I saw your name to Rocky Mountain. So you have safe travels as well. Hey, Jermaine. Okay. So I was waiting for this to warm up. We are going to watch M4 do its thing, unless the screen airs out again like it did last time. Let's unload filament. Woo! Long Bowden. Oh, not quite enough. Retract. I was just a couple 10 millimeters short or so. Okay, let's set that aside and cool down. Do you know if Yuri found anyone to bring an ERCF to the show? I'm trying to finish mine. I don't know. Let's cool that down. Did stream plans change slightly or just showing progress before Blackbox? Hey, Turtle. No, the plan was to do TD-1 and then get into going through the Blackbox kit contents, but not do any Blackbox assembly. We're going to go over the documentation, what comes in the kit, and be prepped for the weekend after I get back from Rocky Mountain to start that build. John, really enjoy your streams. Help me build my 2.4. First time watching live. Awesome. Welcome. If you come to Formnext, Frankfurt, feel free to reach out. I live in that area and can show you. Absolutely, Gentech. Absolutely, I will reach out. Bill, welcome. Giveaway at 3-hour mark. That's the plan. I'm sure we'll be going for 3 hours. On an enclosed 2.4, fan or fan off? If fan on, what's a good starting point? I usually run fan at 40 to 60% on my enclosed printers, depending on the chamber temperature. Still waiting for this to cool down. The tie-in here is TD-1. We'll get into what this is, but it's basically a tool that can be useful when doing HueForge prints. And we'll get into HueForge a little bit as well. But the Blackbox tool changer will enable automated multicolor printing. So there's the tie-in. A HueForge print is a multi-filament print. So figured it was a good, easy hangout. Full TD-1 build today, yep. This is it's at 115 degrees now. Waiting for this to cool down to power it off and get it out of the way. While it's doing that, let's look at the documentation for the TD-1. Hey, Isaac. So we are going to go, this link is in the description as well, but we are going to go here and here. Careful with the screen, it's very delicate. Okay. I'm about to build mine. I can follow along and master at building things. I've not even opened the box of parts. Oops, I never hit enter. There we are. Hey, Kim from Sweden. We're in Germany as a festival. I think it's Frankfurt. Is that right? How stable is the legacy bed front to back? Relatively. I would say it's more stable than switchwire side to side. This is mounted. Legacy bed is mounted. I'm using a Ender 3 bed, but it's mounted with the 4 points. So front to back is not bad. Anyway, there. TD-1. TD-1 and the Blackbox, the same thing. It is not. Not even. The TD-1 is a tool for calculating transmission distance values. Now, if we go into, is there a good explanation for that? I think if we go resources, no, I'm sorry, about us. Transmission distance. It's not really something that filament manufacturers test. So this is the amount of, and someone, a better description, AJAX, I'm sure, can say in chat, but basically the amount of light that gets let through a filament. And since HueForge layers colors of filaments and relies on the transparency of that filament to change the shades, transmission distance is important. Hey, Pedro. I built the Trident with G2E and the LDO Nighthawk. This is my second after the VDO. Fun. Hope I can make it through an entire stream without ordering extra tools. What the heck is a Blackbox? So Blackbox is an open source 3D printer. It's a tool changer though. We'll get into that after we do TD-1. So anyway, there's info here. And there's AJAX. Hi, AJAX. It's like painting with filament. Yeah. How thick in millimeter a given material will need to be to block 99% of light. Ah, there we are. Hey, Cheetah Kid. My TD-1 DOA came yesterday, so build mine later. Hey, Liz. It's the distance that it takes for a certain amount of light to be absorbed, not let through the material. To be absorbed. Got it. So this can be used along with, and let me just, I need to just close a bunch of pages. Let's just do it. I don't need any of these. HueForge. The HueForge.com, I think. Hey, Diego. Detailed multicolor 3D printing with HueForge and swap by layer. Now this is a process that is not really arduous to do with manual filament swaps because everything, it's always one color per layer, right? So we can go into here and say, what is HueForge? Allows you to create detailed multicolor 3D prints using only swap by layer through a process called filament painting. Have you checked out the RatRig VCore 4? I haven't looked at it in detail, but I know it exists. So there is a whole thing on the whole process. Oh, and here's transmission distance. Is a measure of how much light filament lets through. At the most basic, it is the thickness of solid filament through which light penetrates. In the end, it's more nuanced than this, but this is a good place to start. We care because the TD of a filament is directly related to how well it allows underlying colors to show through. So you can have some color below that's influenced, depending on how thick it is, it can be influenced by the color behind it. This means what you see in HueForge is very unlikely to look what you see in your like what you see in your slicer. This can be very alarming at first, but since the slicer did this correctly, if the slicer did this correctly, HueForge wouldn't be needed. You only need a printer that can do, that's a good point. You do not need a tool changer to do this. I'm using it as a tie-in because I'm building a tool changer. But you can do any printer that you can do a pause and swap filament on, you can do this, which should be just about every printer. Changes the color so it's even more complicated in the air. Yeah, so I mean, we've all learned everything we need to know, we learned in kindergarten, right? When you mix yellow and blue, you get green. Or some variation of that depending on the concentration of each, right? You did that with crayons as a child. Maybe now. So, and it's definitely more complicated than that. But anyway, there is HueForge is at version 0.7. Beta 1 is what we're going to look at today, though. I was given a copy of Beta 1, which has some TD-1 integration. Now, we're not going to actually set up a print. I'm not ready to do that on stream, but it's mostly a look at the tool is what the the TD-1 is the focus here. This tool, because we get to build it. Not like some other folks that get them pre-assembled and show them off. So this is the kit. Now, I have, where did I put it? Where did I put it? This is the commercial. So this is the one I received from West 3D. This is the exact one I'm gonna mail off to a winner today. Poor zombie. So this is the production kit. I have this that AJAX sent me. So there are things in here. And there's probably, before we get in there, let's go for the resources. Forged prints take a long time. Yes, because your print layers are like 0.05 millimeter layer heights. Is that right? 0.05 is typical? Or is it even smaller? Okay, so we're gonna do the project kit guide. And this is the thing. So hey, looky there, it's black. Every buy-in option is sold out. So enter to win. I am doing this international. So hopefully I don't regret that, but it is an international giveaway. Ice King, welcome. I know that AJAX is working on more. So my go-to is 0.04 millimeters. There you go. So this is the instructions. I'm gonna go grab my ABS parts real quick. So for a very short second, because I know exactly where they are, I'm gonna put you in the capable hands of Dancing Max. Okay, so printed parts. Hey Dutch dude. Restock hope for mid-May. Cool. I have some complete unit TD-1s at Rocky Mountain. How many is still determined, but minimum around 30. Awesome. Hey 3D Wolf. I'm headed out to fix a fence. See you, Dr. Dave. Okay, so I have printed parts and ooh, hey, check that out. It bounced and I caught it. This is done in KVP Stellar Blue. The reason this is done in KVP Stellar Blue is because I was reprinting parts for my purple Trident, which uses accent colors on this, and it was already loaded. So let me get rid of the ABS residue. The ABS stress marks. Welcome, Ember Prototypes. How you doing? Magic. I'm not going to use this, but I'm not going to do that one. I'll burn my finger trying to do that one. Yeah, thanks for being here. Oh, streamer mode. Thank you. Am I getting notifications? I am. I don't like to turn it on automatically because I often have OBS open and it puts it in there. There we go. You shouldn't hear my notifications anymore. What temp is your gun at? My gun is at max temp. Super high. It says it'll go to 590C, 1100F. For doing this, you really want hot and quick. You only want to heat up the top layer. So the hotter this can be and the quicker you can do it, the better it is for the part. If you're going alternatively, you can go low but below the point where the filament's going to warp. So often I'll set things, if I'm not in a hurry, I'll set them on a hot build plate, like 110C build plate, and just leave them there for a while. You get a typo in the description, KB2. Thanks, Spice King. You can do it with a torch, just be quick. Yep, I've done it with my little butane torch. That one is really easy to melt a tiny point of the filament, though, of the plastic. This is done. Let me shut it down and get it out of here. That off and shut down. If you're on Discord, send me a DM, chat, have some input. Nice. I'm building my clipper tool changer so I can make a tutorial. TMV and KTMV for clipper is already being used by lots of people with the CXC. The only thing with that, Ember, you can't turn the light off, right? Or can you now? The LED, the lights on it would be on all the time, right? Okay, that's off. Hey, Danny, welcome. All right, let's put this over here. I was very pleased to get that legacy done. Let's get this a little closer to me. There we go. Okay, we have the kit. Hey, Chris, welcome. Someone's telling me it's not KB2D. Is that true? Because it should be KB4D? I'm working on fixing that in a future rev, but there are some workaround to that, just added to the user manual. I will check that out. I will check that out. Is Spice King the first to notice? No, I'm pretty sure it might have been Spice King, but someone else did mention it further up in chat. I didn't catch it to comment, but KB5 head. It's KB 2.5D is what it should be. It's KB 2.5D. Okay, so you can get the files for this via Patreon if you're self-sourcing, or Make-A-World or printables. My preference is printables. You did it then too? Okay, so Spice King must have been the first to notice or to comment on it. Or Simon? I don't know. You'd have to go back and look. Let's prep the display. So let's go through and just follow the directions. That thing is going. We've got 41 minutes remaining. We can always pivot to Blackbox stuff. Looks like the same material there. Oh, it does, doesn't it? No, I just printed this last night. So let's see what we have here. We have I think this is just a light to shine behind the filament. Oops, sorry about that. So this appears to be, oh, there's two boards in here. There's a button, switch one, and looks like some nice soldering. This is how Poity gets kicked from Discord and YouTube. Just opened my KB3D order, finally fixing my 2.4 and need some new Z-rails. What color frame for the black box? There's only one. You can have any color you want as long as it's black. So Pooch would like a black box, I'm sure. But yeah, it's black or black. Polymaker Galaxy Blue ASA. Okay, it's very close. So this is a little LED board. Now this is the one that we got to be careful of. This is the screen, it appears, and the notches, the easy tear notches are. I'll make my own easy tear notch. not quite in the right spot. So I am going to be careful with this. But those, what this is saying here is I need to trim those pins flush. DLL PDF will save the day there. I just went and grabbed out of my drawer flush cutters when I had flush cutters here on the bench. Have you seen the RepRig V4 preview? I am aware of it. I don't know that I've watched a full preview. Hey, Timur. Okay, so we're just gonna go in here and we're gonna cut one at a time with eye protection. With, well, some level of eye protection. Because these, that went that way. I'm in my garage. I don't care, but we could cut these down into a trash can or something. How flush do those need to be? Clip the leads with flush cutters like the image below. If your display came without the header soldered, solder it on to match the image below first. I don't know how flush those are going to need to be. I can probably angle down in here, touch it, just get the peaks with the file. Make sure I don't get any of the shavings up into the display. Oop, come on, come on, there you go. They do not have to be perfectly flat. Okay. I agree, Matt. I agree. DLL PDF, just being in computers most of my life. All right, I'm back. Had to run some errands. Welcome back. Not too close to the PCB as to not damage the pads. Yeah, there is a little pocket. They posted the short on YouTube, but yeah, it's not a full preview, just a teaser. Safety squints don't cut it. No, no. Okay, and then we have other various boards. I guess we'll go through when we get to them in the instructions. Use some double-sided tape or super glue to adhere the display spacer to the back of the display. Okay, I'm gonna use super glue. This is the spot. What does that say there? 0.91 OLED. Driving or flying? I'm driving. I am driving. And we'll be taking a burning bird. A Molotov cockatiel, if you will. I didn't come up with that. Saw that. It's hilarious. That was one of those things. One of those things you're talking about or searching for, and suddenly it shows up as a meme on Facebook or something. So I'm gonna put just the tiniest dab of super glue here, and just to hold it in place, but potentially be able to remove if I want to. Adam Splitter t-shirt, you won't miss me. That happens to me all the time. That's how I do production as well. Proper West Coast Rocky Mountain or RepRap Festival. So Orange County Maker Faire was fun. I took a bunch of printers there and had several people helping. Toxgun and shoot, I'm forgetting names. We're helping out at the booth. LDO was there. So Orange County Maker Faire is in September, I think. Gently insert the display into the slot. This may take some time to get the display to align with the pocket. It is a tight fit to ensure the display does not shift during normal use. Okay, so everything looks good here. So this is gonna go in. Go in like that. There's that little pocket for the things. Oh, that seems to be correct right there. It's, at least it doesn't appear to be able to, it's all the way in that way. Place an order for pickup and I'll bring it with me on Saturday. Nice. Okay. Make sure to display, solder the 5-pin female header to the LED PCB. So that's this guy. And I've got some PCB headers in here. Yeah, there's a little hardware bag. Use the code SteveBuilds. Steve Builds on pexpeppers.com. Get some solder going. Did you take the screen protector off? I did not. Good call. Is there one on there? Is there one on there? It's also hard to find friends that are into this stuff enough to want to travel. I don't... Is there one on here? It's not obvious if there is, and I don't want to damage it. You need a parts tray. You. I didn't print one for this. Is there actually a screen protector on here? That one does not have one. Okay, thank you. I'm not going to try anymore then. Do some of them, is it obvious when they have them? Because sometimes it seems not to be obvious. I'm going to leave that right in there because I've already been warned. This is fragile. I don't want to break it. Okay, so this 5-pin header goes on what appears to be, oh, growl. The LED side of this goes in right there. It will be glossy if they have it. Okay. Hey, Brian. Dropping off for a while. Family stuff to attend to. See you, Bill. Take care. Ball escaped. Oh, it's over there. So we're going to just set that down there. Can we get in any closer? Only a little bit. Hey, Lutian. What's the point of the screen if we can't experience the joy of peeling off the protector? It is really, really small, though. I know. I have a parts tray. There. Now I have a parts tray. My Omni Fixo. I haven't bought one yet. I haven't bought that or the suggestion Bill had. The one for my Panavice. I need to add it to the guide, but you will want to trim the 5-pin female header leads as well. Okay. Thank you. Oh, good. I have the... So what I do here, if I don't have proper holding, is I'll put some solder on one pin, and then I'm going to just hold it here and reflow that, push that perpendicular to the thing. Make sure it's all the way in, perpendicular, just using one finger on the back side. Now I can just solder the rest of them, and it'll be fine. I should have grabbed the little vise. That's okay. Way better than my old helping hands clamping. Yeah. Any of that kind of stuff is really handy. So I'm gonna, oops. Cut those short. Can you remember create a little assembly block jig for all the headers? I saw mention of that, and in the hustle and bustle of prepping, I forgot to print it, find it and print it. So yeah, basically what I just said, you don't want that. You want that. Set the PCB down on top of the display, making sure the leads align through. Now it didn't, oh, those leads. And then we solder in situ. Hey, Mad Cat. Oh, we got Grant coming in. Raid from 3D Musketeers. There you are. Thanks, Grant. Welcome. See you next week. See you in like 6 days. Okay, so this is gonna go here. Oop. I'm gonna go here and here. So this sets down on top of this. Top of this. I don't have any. I'm gonna just slide along in here with my scraper and make sure I don't have any print boogers. I'm gonna do this not over my work surface, so basically just any print artifacts. Hey, BBs. Hey, Geocacher. Hey, William. Thanks for all the making awesome folks stopping by. Okay, let's put this back in here. This should go on there. It's not quite lining up. Which direction are those pins? Can I see? Can't really see. Let's see if I can put it. Ah, there we are. There we are. So that technique there seemed to work. Let's put this back in there and show you again. Maybe it says so in the documentation. But if that's sitting there and I put this in here first, I can see those line up with the pins, and then it drops right in. Maybe a tight fit. Yeah, that's how you do it. Awesome. Just enough to make this more difficult. Yeah, that is in there well. I'm pressing that down. I'll probably press that down when I solder those, and then we are going to solder those. Still need to print and fine tune a few parts, but I've designed an OmniFixo replacement. Nice. I don't know if anybody saw, but I have a cut on my forehead. I was working on my black V2, getting it ready to take to the event, and I had all the top extrusions were off, so just the corner extrusions were sticking up, and I leaned in to get a view of something and bumped my forehead on the edge of an extrusion. Yeah. Can I count how many times I bonked my head on the top frame of the rat rig? Yeah. Extrusion, yeah, it bled quite a bit. Okay. Trim the leads as flush as you can. Take care not to damage the LEDs or the resistor next to it. Yeah, that was not difficult. So what does this do? It measures the transmission distance of filament. Solder the header to the lux and RGB sensors. We have the lux and RGB sensor. Okay. Hey, this one's down there. So it comes with the header in the packaging. Is this the lux sensor? And is this the RGB sensor? Device counts how many times I pester Steve at Rocky Mountain. This is gonna go on that side. That. It is. It measures your Hugh Ford skill level. It's gonna read a 0 right now. So over time, we'll see what it does over time. It's 0 right now. That'll be up to me how that progresses over time. Just got a big set of Masumi lengths at work and cut my hands twice unpacking them. Ooh. Chamfer the edge so our production staff doesn't get hurt. Yeah. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Just tack one side. And then now these, you got to be careful. You don't want to put your finger on the other side of the one that you're soldering. Put your finger on the other side of a different one. And then make sure it's straight up and down. They're a soldering jig, which I'm hearing exists. It's nice for this. I am my own soldering jig. Ten fingers, use them. Oh, and then we have this guy. Only 7 of my fingers work. So this guy goes on here like this. It's a neat little. It's a TSC color sensor. Till it was time to mass produce. Oh yeah. So I used to do assembly and board level repair and modifications. Many of you have heard this for a mega squirt business that my friend ran. So lots of, that one's good. I had that one good. Lots of this kind of stuff. What's a mega squirt? A mega squirt is I don't know how open source it is, but it's a DIY fuel management system originally intended to convert older carbureted vehicles to fuel injection. but it's expanded way beyond that, but it's all engine management stuff. Does not look beginner friendly. With a jig, this really isn't bad. Unless you're talking about Megasquirt, then yeah. Designed by someone in the UK. Actually, I don't think so. One of the major developers was in the UK. Used to do a lot of component level repair in the past myself. Can we get the link for the jig dropped in chat? If you want to send me that, if AJAX, you want to send me the link to that jig, I'll throw it in. I'll throw it in chat. K2 Kevin, welcome. Just got my TD-1 from West 3D. Awesome. So real question, what type of plastic would I actually use to print cold air intake for my minivan? The shape of what would be a cold air intake is going to be a challenge to print to begin with. But I mean, I'd be looking at ABS or nylon or something. Probably. Install the Lux and RGB sensors in the sensor mount, which is 17 minutes away from being done. There's at least one video about rewiring a vehicle with a Megasquirt. Yeah. Might do like a filled nylon. Might be a good idea. Okay, what else do we have here? Use 4 strands. Oh, use 4. This is clever. Use 4 strands of filament to secure each board in place. That's really clever. I like that. That's cool. Kobe. I don't think I said hi to Luke earlier. I saw you say something, Luke, but hi. Install the 7mm ball. Solder the headers to the button PCB. Make sure your 7mm ball is still in place. If you forget to add the ball in place or it falls out and you solder the sensors in place, the next step, you'll have to remove the filament pins that hold the sensors in place to install the ball. Place the button PCB. This all just kind of goes together and it's done, right? Once you feel the screw touch the PCB, insert filament and listen for a slight click from the button. If there's too much resistance from the button, back off the screws until the filament passes through smoothly and the button is still triggered. Got it. Hey, Gavani. I void warranties. Welcome from the UK. Now, can you swap out the case? Will this whole thing kind of come out of here and swap out the case later if I wanted to change the... I guess this looks pretty good. I'm not going to complain about that. But so I'm old. Where did YouTube move the like buttons to? Did YouTube move the like button? Everybody needs to go search for the like button now. Okay, that's there. Seems to be in the same place. I think everybody should make sure. Make sure it works. McDonald, thanks for the gifted memberships. We are shortly going to be there. So let's start up. Should be able to swap out as you wish, just caution around the display. Okay. Got a new UI. Some people got a new UI. Ew. What else do we have? I'm gonna kill 14 minutes. That was a horrible bait comment. We've got all kinds of this stuff to do still. This is going to be used in this software. Oh, not that window. This software, HueForge. I have no idea how to use this. I told you my skill level is 0. It's going to measure a 0 for me. So what can we? Can we open? Let's open a file. Let's open an image. Oh, there's a bunch of examples. That's cool. Let's go here. And not that one, not that one. Let's go here. There we go. This is not a, I mean, this is a Oh, there we go. That was my logo. That might look kind of cool, especially if I get a little gradient going. I opened HueForge and had a look. I rate my skill level at -33. Let's open a project. That's a good idea. Let's open a project. And there are, oh, what happened? HueForge, aha. There we go. Projects. And which one looks interesting? Parrot color, jellyfish, purple spaceman, vintage photo pack. Let's look at the parrot. Let's open that. Ooh. And there is a bunch of brand filament listed over here with its TD value. Charlie HueForge print would need to be a thing as well. Here, let's. So Adam, Atomic Adam, did this for me. So this is something we haven't shown. I've shown on the stream, but it's been a while. So this is a HueForge. See how thin that is? And this is not necessarily, this is a first try of print, not setting up any parameters, slicer parameters to try to optimize the print. But this is a HueForge print. You have to close the chat window to see the like buttons. That's dumb. Use the pre-listed TD values at your own risk. There can be variances between spools. So that's where this is really handy then. So they're just going to say you should HueForge your cat thumbnail. Yeah. This was really hard to set up because I think a fairly busy background in the original image. So yeah, this is Charlie. Yep. So set that over there. I see them just fine. It looks like a new interface is going out, McDonald. Some people are probably getting access to that and others aren't. That's how YouTube tends to roll that stuff out. Is there any good way to join spools yet? Like fuse two ends of filament and wind the second partial spool onto the first? I don't know. There was that whatever device that seems to have fallen out. What was that thing called? I don't remember. HueForge has gotten way better. Using a 3D printer to print thin 2D images. Yes. Okay, so we have this. Let's see. Let's look at one of the other projects. Open a project. What was the... Someone said a triptych? Color aware? Let's open that. Worked. I can remove the like. No, you have to keep it there. Palette, thank you. That's what I was trying to think of. Palette, yep. Discard the changes. Ooh. Lots of, oh, which filaments are being used? Oh, I don't know how that works. Interesting. Okay. I don't know how this works. This is the first time. This is actually the first time, maybe the second time I've opened this. Palette V3 has no clipper support. That's right. That's right. That's probably why it's kind of fallen out. I backed and received one, but I'm no longer comfortable promoting it for some very specific reasons. Yeah. Built a pet bottle filament maker, but also had a machine to join filament together. Do you have filament in that list? I have filament. I have no Bamboo Labs filament at all. But you can go through, it looks like different things here. I've got a couple of things from eSun. Does this give you suggestions on what filament to use? Because I'm seeing some check boxes here. What if I check that? Oh, that doesn't do anything. what is that doing? It's making a chain. Oh, it's putting them up here at the top. So that's the interesting. Filter by brand would be much easier. It might be able to. Oh, here we are. There's some filter options down here, mostly hidden by my corner video, corner angle. Waiting for the Linux version of HueForge, hopefully soon. This stream is not intended to be a HueForge how to use it. We would be relying very much on folks in chat to do that. Polylight, lots of Overture and Polylight. We got ASA, Polylight. But what's really cool is this device we're making here today. I believe, I would assume that you can enter in a custom filament with a TD value. But my membership status doesn't seem to be updated. Any idea why? Simon, message me after and we can look at that. It should all be automatic. Dave, welcome to being a Charlie's Angels member. Thank you for becoming a member. Okay, let's get this out. We have 7 minutes remaining. It can take up to 36 hours to sync. Okay. This is going to go, let's see what we have here. Let's go back where we left off. These are going to sit down inside of this part. This is going to set here. This is going to set here. Those all drop into place well, and then some filament goes through here to hold them in place. And then you'd see some exposed spots here, and then a piece of filament. I don't know. E-Sun Blue. Goes through here. Goes through here. Goes through here. That might need to be opened up a bit. Maybe the other part will have printed better. That might need, I'll take a little drill to that. Hover over the sliders to see what's used. Thanks, Monkey Butler Labs, for being a member. Thanks, Nappin, for being a member. Color codes. Hover over the sliders to see what's used. Over the sliders. Oh. Hover over the sliders. So that is Polyterra Savannah Yellow. And if I change the amount of that, oh, it changes the look. Look at that. It's kind of interesting. Change, whoa. Change all the things. Let's grab, I'll make it darker, a little white. It's the layer height of that color. I see. Oh, down here it's listing the layer height. Now does it tell us the entire, so max depth? Interesting. Well, you're changing the amount of filament laid down by the number of layers, which impacts how much of the color behind it affects that color, right? The filament path opened up with me dragging some filament through it. I used Polyterra with it, which is a bit rougher. We'll see how the one that I'm actually going to use comes out. It might be fine. Just be careful not to overexpand the filament path. It can cause light bleed. The way a clear tight path is to force a strand through, then get the end and pull it through fast a few times. We have 3 minutes until we can try that. But, okay. Let's get that down. Only 3 minutes. What time is it? 11:18. So giveaways, Polymaker filament, Pex Peppers 3-pack of hot sauce with a 3D printed mount for them, and a TD-1 kit. This one right here. I'm gonna ship it. Hey Maurice. Almost finished building my Trident today. I can't wait till it's done. Nice. The examples projects really show good examples of the differences. Yeah. So another thing is I'm not doing a Tuesday stream this week. Actually, I have another event to go to. I have a retirement for someone at work. So I was planning on doing a stream on Tuesday for some final prep, but I'm going to have to cancel it. So no Tuesday stream this week. Next week, no Tuesday stream because I will have hopefully just pulled in from Rocky Mountain, depending on what time I pull in. So that might be a last minute schedule, but the following Sunday, we're gonna start on the Blackbox. So does it ship with a manual? And if so, is it black and white or full color? Does the TD-1 ship with a manual? No, it's right there. Can't drop the link, so you'll have to, Steve, or a mod. Are we talking about Pex Peppers link? Here, is there a, let me see, did you send me a picture of this thing? You did. Here, hot sauce hanger. Let's copy that link and paste it here. That is basically what you're getting. Enjoy the party and greetings from us to the workmate, I guess. Hey, Takuya. You should have a link to that jig in your DM as well. Aha. So this is the jig. This is locked to clipper. I'm a RepRap firmware user. This TD-1 is not. This has nothing to do with the printer at all, really. This is the jig. Let me bring this up here. This is the 3D printed jig for soldering this together. Is there one file? Yeah. So thanks to Wedgeworks for that. Just out of curiosity, how did the hot sauce get into this giveaway? Barbecue on our 3D printers. Because Garrett is a very active member of our community and has built many printers and has attended Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival. And yeah. And the Pueblo Red is my, so far, favorite of his hot sauces. That's why. And because it's fun. And because Garrett paid me off. Garrett paid me off, bought me with the taco hat. That's why. Okay, this finished printing. I can stop looking for things to do. This is the straight off. Is that gonna be okay? Is the sparkle gonna have a problem? Good hot sauce is awesome. Yep. If this is gonna be a problem, I'll just rebuild it later. But this is Prusament Galaxy Black. It should be fine. So we can now transfer from this thing to this thing. Oh, and let's check that. Let's check that filament path. Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's pull this out. That is getting, that it was not too bad to clear up. And this is just with some PLA. If the black box was locked to clipper. The black box is actually going to be built as RepRap firmware. It is going to be using Duet hardware with RepRap firmware. And that is going in just fine now. So that worked out well. Good job on the, I think it would have done the same on here. YouTube has changed the UI, and since I don't use Windows Mac, my options are limited. Bummer. Would having gaskets or an O-ring improve performance and eliminate light bleed? Probably. It's probably a good suggestion there. Okay, let's go back to get back on the instructions here. Those are trimmed, these go in, and I guess I will, no, I don't want to use this blue filament. I'm going to use the, let's just use some more of the Galaxy Black to hold that in. Gboard is intentionally sabotaging my typing. So this is going to go in here like this. It will need 2 pieces of filament. 2 pieces of filament to hold it in. So that'll go there, and we'll cut it flush there. Be possible, I want to do some testing, see how well it would perform. Of course. That goes there. Flush cut it there. This guy goes in there, and we do the same thing. There you go. Am I really about to design a 3D printer that deposits sauce in particular patterns? You should. You've committed to it now. I expect demonstration at Rocky Mountain 2025. Hey Kyle. Things are going well. Okay. I think we should be doing more of this clever stuff in assembly. Little pins and stuff instead of screws when it's not needed. Solder the headers to the button PCB. Solder, oh, so there's a couple of headers here. So how is this going? Okay, so we've got the back side here, this, and on the other side, we've got this one. So I guess we'll start with this one. But being clever involves thought. The pace of change in 3D printing is dizzying. Artie's nephew, absolutely. Just thinking, I think I was chatting with someone the other day, is some of the things that are coming out, it's almost, at a certain point, we really do need to slow down a little bit. As far as someone comes up with something cool and suddenly you can buy it. And there's often things that really should have been thought through a little more and would have been a benefit for just a little more thought before making it commercial. But everyone wants the cool new idea. Totally agree. On my wallet hurts already. I'm a student. Looking at me even though I can't see his eye. No. No, and it's a general thing. It's just somebody comes up with something really neat and it's like I would like to see a little more of a if it's going to become something you can buy instead of just release the files for someone to make. If it becomes something for most of the folks here can handle the project and the extra things that are needed and documentation and maybe tweaks that might need to be made, but for the sake of the newer folks to the hobby who aren't in here for the fun of the build or willing to make changes, it would be nice to slow down just a little bit on that. Seeing you solder like that is really dangerous. You could accidentally touch your hand with the soldering iron. I touched my hand with the soldering iron very quickly, but the one negative about the Enthusiast 3D printer is that there is so much iteration. It's very hard for complete newcomers to make sense of things or get started. Yeah. I want to send out early untested stuff. Okay, so now on this side, this one goes in here, right? Do the same thing. Lederhosen effect. No need to trim the leads on this board. Okay. Get what you mean. It's like PC stuff. It moves so fast, it's hard to find a good jump in point. Yeah. Stepping away from the hobby for a month can leave you lost at times. Left index fingers for feeling if the iron is hot. I do it all the time. Everybody should use the soldering technique they are most comfortable and feel the most safe using. I am not going to, ooh, that actually burned. That fell out. Let's get it back in there. There we are. I'm not afraid of a tiny little burn either. It's not gonna hurt me. Wow, I guess that's, I keep letting loose too soon before the solder solidifies. There we go. Now it's good. Nice hair lotion. Was I? Oh. Boron manuals. Pretty comprehensive. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Oh, well, that wasn't a good idea. It's a little higher than I expected. A lot of difficulty in keeping compatibility. Blue tack is awesome to use. Temporarily get parts to stay. I've got all kinds of tools to be able to do this easier. I have an actual pan of vise, like the big PCB mount vise as well, but this is quick. This is easy. Okay, warning, make sure the I need to put that 7mm ball in place. Hey, Stuart. Only safety issue with solder would be to have eye protection. Nothing like that hot blob of solder hitting a pair I was wearing to remind me to be careful with leaded and hand washing. So I have never, ever soldered to the point where I'm soldering and a blob of solder goes anywhere in the air. If you are soldering something that can flick, then that's a problem. You should have some eye protection, but I've never had a case where solder was going to, just in general, doing something like this, flick up and getting my eye. Let's kick the dog's food bowl. Oops. Bent lead on a resistor. Yeah. I won't refute the idea of wearing proper PPE. I take a calculated risk every time I do something, and sometimes it bites me. Okay, solder the headers. Make sure the ball is still in place. Hey, Daniel, I had a pipe brazing incident. Oh yeah, that's totally different. Yeah. Electronic soldering is... The thing that I really need to do, that I don't, is I need to get a good fume extractor. At least get it away so I'm not directly breathing it in. I tend to hold my breath, but a good fume extractor is something I want to work on. Secure the sensor mount into the top case by making sure the male and female header align correctly. Oh, I see. So does this thing go in yet? We're screwing the plastic. Where does this go on? This goes there. This goes onto here, apparently. Oh yeah, it goes into there. Okay, so this is gonna go onto here with the ball in there. Mega T-Blaster, thanks for being a member. I am gonna enjoy Rocky Mountain. Next project for Steve Fume Extractor. Carbon filter and a PC fan works for most things. Yeah, it would be fine, I think. I just need to find one I like. It's not Kirby. Most of my soldering job, I hold my breath. I do that too. It's a very similar approach until I started mass production. Yeah. So that goes on there. And then when if I hold this in place and put a piece of filament through that, I should hear that switch trigger. I'm hearing something. Hey, zombie. Yeah, I'm hearing something. So then the 2 screws. So now I'm done with my parts tray. I'm gonna get my wiring cleaned up. Also before or after, it's not my best work, but it's done. It's done, and it works, right? This is like the quarter of an Ugga tightness. Okay, I realize that I can actually see where this is. So let's go up through here. Let's see that. See. Yeah, there it is. It's triggering. Not even an Ugga, just an Ugg. Okay. Still setting up ERCF and CAN. This PCB kit is a lot cleaner than my self-source wiring. Screwing into plastic. Once you insert filament and listen for a slight click from the button. Oh, it's telling me to do what I just did. There's too much resistance from the button. Back off the screws till the filament passes through smoothly and the button is still triggered. Let me check that. See if I can loosen these a little bit and have it still trigger fine. I can't really tell if it's triggering. I guess the question is it making it harder to push through if it's tight? And it doesn't appear to. So I'm just going to leave it the quarter of a Ugg tightened. Okay, slide the sensor mount into the top case, making sure the male and female header align correctly. Secure the sensor mount in the top case. this is going to go in here, and there are pins, the header there and the pins there. I guess those have to line up. It appears to be. Use a multimeter on the pins to be 100% sure. I don't know what pins... I don't know what pins are associated with that offhand. You might have skipped the line telling you to solder the leads. What leads? I may have. Slide the sensor mount up into the case. Place and solder in place. Right here. Put the header pins align with the holes and solder in place. What's the name of the microcontroller? I don't know. And this is not open source, correct? Is that correct? There isn't. I don't know. We could look up, see what's listed there, but I don't. My opinion on that is that it's not. Depends on the situation, and I think this is a situation where that's not something I'm concerned about. The parts are all open source. The firmware is not. Okay. Firmware is not open source, and I'm okay with that. This is one of those situations. This is a choice by the person who is bringing a product forward. Try not to give you a view of my receding forehead or increasing forehead. You know, I never really thought of, I do tend to, even with my contacts, wear glasses when I'm doing detail work, so I guess I'm pretty much splatter protected anyway. Ah, Jimmy's wrestled. The secret sauce of how to calculate the levels is closed. Probably the only way to make money with how rapidly poor clones she got. Hair looks clean. Better be. I took a shower like 15 minutes before coming on stream. The beard doesn't sit as nice after a day. It's gotta, just lets people see wisdom in motion. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, so my skip steps are there. Now we're going to put this back on here. And then we get into the microcontroller. And this is a RP2040. A little RP2040 board. That's cute. That's really neat, actually. That'd make a good little board for like ADXL stuff, or instead of going with the full Pico, the full size. And plus it's USB-C. Those are still micro USB. Should add a skip step emoji. Should. What would be a good emoji for that? I'll do it. If someone sends me one. Wave share RP2040. Nice. Hey, Nuno. Don't forget the filament to hold the PCB in place. What? Filament to hold the PCB in place. Oh, that PCB. It goes all the way through there. It goes through there and there and there. Okay. I did forget it. See, I need a skip step emoji. Make sure it's flush over here. And the whole PCB assembly you put on the top case. Yeah. Let's trim that. Does the Provo nozzle work with clipper? I don't know. Could be as simple as something like, or maybe I need a rewind. I need, instead of the fast forward, I need the, or the skip, I need the backward skip, the other way. All right. Is there any risk of damaging these boards with electrostatic discharge during handling? It's probably a non-zero risk. Steep rebuilds, yeah. You have room for it. There's a version of that RP2040 board that is a USB dongle, plugs right into a USB-A port. There we go. That's the one we need, AJAX. Okay, slide the sensor mount into the top case, making sure the male and female header line correctly. Secure the sensor mount in the top case using 3 strands of filament, trimming each one flush with the case. Solder the 8-pin female header to the RP2040 0, again making sure the header is straight. Comes with it, it goes on this side, and it appears to plug right into this port here. So let's get this soldered in. Wow. Highly unlikely to cause ESD for such thing. People, if you're on your phone, you usually close the chat, go to the like button, and come back. Where are we at? We are at 230. 400 people here, 230 likes, 70 more in the next hour and 15 minutes. We're in good shape. You sent me one in Poke Steve. Okay. What are we building? We're building the TD-1, and it's taking... We're having fun making it a 2-hour build. Well, fun is in the eye of the viewer. Oh, that's 8 pins. Solder the 8-pin female header, again making sure the header is straight. There are 8 pins here. There are 9 in here. Is that mentioned in this? You can kind of see it in the picture here that we skipped the back one. But just note that. I hate the new layout for YouTube on the desktop. I'm not looking forward to checking that out. I'm not hearing good things apparently. This is the first I've heard that they changed it. What is the TD-1? Transmission distance sensor. Okay. So it's the 8 pins closest to the USB-C port. It's not crimping, so all good here. How you doing, GP? Things going well? Nice and straight. Oh, it's focusing on me. I gotta get a better camera for this. Back one, I should also explicitly say the back one is the empty one. Yeah, probably a good idea. The next picture shows it, but I've been in the habit lately, apparently, of going by the instructions in the moment and making comments. And when I really should be checking a little further along. Not just this project. I've done it on a couple of things lately. And it kind of bugs me when I do it. So I should be paying more attention than that. I was doing, have you guys heard of the Nudge? The new little project. It's a little probe. It's a little pool offset probe. A Z Run Show. It's really clever, really cool. I had some questions for him that were answered in the documentation. I just hadn't gotten that far. Just making sure all my connections, solder joints are good. There we go. You see the vid I shared in Discord of the spool rewinder? I haven't watched it yet. I saw you post it. My treatment, thanks for asking. Good, good. Give us a chance to help. Yep, the memory issues are part of get up to do something, can't remember what it was. Yeah, yes. Printing a carry-on case to fly with my V0.2 to Rocky Mountain. Awesome. A little vise would help this, but we got it done. The here, let me, since I mentioned it, let me do this real quick. Since I mentioned the Nudge, bring it up here and just post a link in the chat. If anybody's wants a little squirrel moment, go check that out. What temperature on the solder for this application? It looks like I'm about 550 Fahrenheit. You can do the math. My iron is in Fahrenheit. Consider bringing my seam trident with me, but let's be real, it won't make it out of the pan. Just love to see how people are solving various challenges. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, and trim the leads. This one I do. These go flying. Safety squints are not enough. Make sure you don't hit this little capacitor that's next to the RP2040 when you're doing this. It's close. This guy right here. Oops. Personally, around 350 to 400 C doing this work. What is that in Fahrenheit? And it also depends on the solder you're using. That depends on the solder you're using. I also have 350C for my soldering. It works for the solder I got. My solder is probably 15 plus years old, this spool. It is 5236-2, so that's lead, tin, silver. Does depend on the solder for sure. Yeah. I think I've solved all major issues with a micron changer for Rocky Mountain. Awesome. Hey, Sergey. So install the RP2040 into the bottom case and secure with a strand of filament. You can leave a little extra filament on this one if you like. I think this one's probably a good idea to leave a little extra filament because it is open on both sides and it is not, I don't think it'll end up being captured. So this is gonna go, didn't solder that in the, did I solder that in the wrong spot? No, it goes this way. Never mind. Goes down there. Nice. Justin, welcome. That nudge looks very clever. It is. It is. I have not configured it. I just installed it on my Tridex yesterday. I've not configured it, but it I do have it set up for my Z probe, my nozzle probe. And I'm going to grab another piece of filament. Let's just grab a section. go. Where's my tweezers? Where are my tweezers? Usually in there. Oh, there. Nice shirt. Yeah, you like that? Got it from somewhere. I don't remember. Oh. Okay, that's gonna go there. How long is that gonna need to be? If it's that long. Unless you have some flexible filament. I guess it does flex a little bit. It's gonna be a little harder to put a longer piece in there. Let's cut it just barely longer than it needs to be. There we go. Going through the large hole in the side. Oh, from there? Yeah, I got it. A little bit sticking out on each side, so it has some wiggle room. Concessions line and food trucks, and I will. Anyone here use 4-wire PWM 5015 fan with stealth burner with BTT SB CAN boards? I have not. Slide the top case into the bottom case, taking care to make sure it goes evenly to ensure the headers engage correctly. This ends up being probably pretty critical, and you can't really see if those lined up. That's a little bit interesting. If you didn't do a good job of soldering everything perpendicular to the boards, I think that's, and you want to make sure that this doesn't go in like this. You want to go in straight. Can't see though. It's a little puzzling, a little concerning. Will that like work not fully clicked in? Like physically work? Will it make the connection at that much? Because I'd like to test it before I pop that closed. It will? Okay. Once the top case gives a little pressure evenly until everything a small gap by design. Provide a USB cable and connect the TD-1 to your PC. Should show insert filament. Congratulations, your TD-1 is now complete. Grab my USB cable. Should have one here that I can use, right? Here it is. Try it like that. Okay. Got a cable. Got a thing. Does it work? Oh. Insert filament. Snap. Let me copy. There we go. Insert filament. So if we grab this blue filament I've been messing with and insert it from this side with the arrow, TD of 2.0. Let's see if we can get that to focus. There we are. And the hex code. Nice. So this is eSun Blue PLA Plus that I've had for many, many, many years. Hey, Andres. Yeah. So if I pull that out and grab, say, where did that, oh, let's grab this. So is this already in the database? This Polymaker PLA Starlight Neptune? So if I take this, and we probably want to make sure there isn't any blobs on the end, because that's a tight fit. So trim a fresh piece You go look at that hex code and show what it looks like online. What hex code was that? I can insert it again. But if we put this in, I imagine that is a tight fit. I'm gonna have to loosen that up. 2.2. Maybe, I cannot remember. TD of 2.2. Can we, here, has Polymaker started putting TD values on the page? Oops. Polylight PLA. Is this down in here? Aqua blue, stone blue, azure blue. Let's search for Starlight. Starlight PLA. And Starlight Neptune. And how strong? Print and drying. Nothing right there. We'll show you the measured color. Just want to see a filament next to what Google shows for the matching hex code. Right, let's open up. Why does this? I minimize it from this screen and it shows up in my other screen. Let's go PLA and filter Starlight. Starlight Neptune. It says here a TD value of 1.0. Is what it shows here. But we're showing 2.2. Now, if we went, what is there? Is there a, oh, here. Is that gonna work? The red and black cable. The kit's coming with a few fragments of filament of known, oh, there we go. I was waiting, I put it in the dark mode just for you. 2.2 is likely more accurate. Sent you a link for the Polymaker database. Now, if we look at, someone was asking, if we search for, what is this? X color 277E, 277E 64. Now this is not as, let's see if this comes up. This is not as refined, right? So that was what showed up for this. Is TD-1 connected to this PC? It is. It is. If I go in here, how do I get to that? Did it actually see it? That's a question. Varies by production runs, I bet. The whole point of the device is batches can vary and you want to measure what you have in your hands. Absolutely. Does it seem like a value of 1 versus 2.2 is big? TD-1 menu at the top. Let me restart the program. Color. Yeah, I would imagine that here, let's try this. Why is this? Close. There we are. Discard the changes. These filaments, discard. Might need an update. Let's see. Let me start this back up. Filaments. I don't see anything. Let me check Device Manager and see if the computer sees it. What would I be looking for? What should it show up? Sensor mount part can. That's why I had Steve Builds print that in a black. Yeah. I had to print the insides in black. I don't see this being detected on in the computer. Let's try this again. Pull this out. Let's try plugging it in again and see what happens. Doesn't appear to be being detected by the computer. Let me try. We're not really concerned about whether this actually works right now. But I am gonna try plugging this directly into the computer instead of through a hub before we move on. Does your USB cable do data? Yes, absolutely. Is that a power only cable? It is not. I've used this for data transfer. Let's try it directly into the USB port instead of through a hub. Aha! There we are. It didn't like going through a hub. It's setting up device TD-1. Hey, looky there. Oh, you don't see it. TD-1. This is Windows 10. What is the Windows LS USB? Device Manager. Anyway, it showed up. It was because I was going through a hub. So, what do you want me to do here? Now scan. Let's put that blue in there, because this fancy starlight, I think we'll get a potentially better look at the, okay, so now it's scanning. We're doing the black box. We're gonna open up the box for the last hour or so of the stream. Out of spec. Is there a need to calibrate the lighting settings? I do here. What is out of spec? Light intensity, LED type. Oh, lighting settings, I see. Filament painting. Did you get a new window? Did I? Where would I have gotten a new window? This is what you see is what I got, it looks like. Wrong window. Let me close this and restart it. Close the T, and let's pull this out. Let's restart it. Okay, so this is here. Let me make sure you can see everything I see. And I put the filament in. It's scanning. Let's give me a value, 1.9. And there's no new window. Should I have gotten a new window? What you see is what I've seen, what I'm seeing. What you're seeing is what I'm seeing. You're not getting the window popping up? No. Is there something I can initiate? Thanks, Joshua. Is there something I can initiate? TD-1 settings, maybe? Continuous TD, continuous color, start delay. Try selecting the settings in the TD-1 drop-down menu. These are the current settings on TD-1. Change and apply to update your settings. Well, it's talking. Yeah, it sees it, but there's no new window that's popping up. You don't need to change anything here. Okay. Update color for existing filaments. That's 1.2. That's... Isn't that how it goes? Always works until there's a demo on stream. Sometimes it's open and it didn't. There's nothing. There's no other window. Let me just start minimizing things in case it showed up somewhere I don't see. That. Yeah, I have searching. Oh, that can go away. Oh, go away. Go away. Yeah, that's all the windows. There is, let me bring chat back. And OBS and that. You can click the add filament button. Add filament. New filament? Is that what I want? Add filament button. I did restart the app. Okay, new filament. And I restarted HueForge. I restarted it. When I first started using an ultra-wide monitor, I thought websites were broken because I didn't. Yeah, I do that all the time. I have 3 monitors here. So I do look across all of them and then I check this taskbar. Just click OK here. Okay. It's not grabbing the value. Do I need to? Okay, I'll put it in again. It's scanning. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. And there's the color it detected, right? And then I can say eSun PLA plus blue. A little closer than the first scan. This is the blue instead of the starlight. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Anyway, I'm not gonna add it. This is to the extent that I wanted to go through on this today. I wanted to introduce the TD-1 by assembling it and checking out what its basic, very basic function is. Hey, HueForging. If it isn't right, and bring up the color editor. Very basic. The intent then is to now do something with the black box once black box is assembled. So pull this out. That is really cool. It went together fine. Print the insides in black. That's a key takeaway. And yeah, so I can disconnect. Oh, and it came with a nice USB cable. Mine's longer, so I can reach the computer, but very helpful. We'll build it in mine soon. Awesome. So I show you all the things not to do. Don't print the parts in non-black. Don't skip the soldering steps. So this gives you a color code that you can add to your filament profiles and stuff, in addition to being useful in HueForge. Yeah, but am I correct in understanding that color, that's a really hard thing to get. So your results might vary on that. Is that accurate? Okay. So we are giving away this kit in 48 minutes, but we need 29 more likes. Color is a hard thing. And screens versus what you see, yeah. Can you buy a TD-1 kit or how does this work? Am I going to be able to scan at home? So in the description is a link to AJAX's website on this product, and there are resellers and options, build options that are listed there. And it is in continuing improvement development. but it sounds like the TD values are very applicable and useful right now. You don't have to wait for that. It is sold out. Yep. So, but more are on the way. Are there going to be, or are there EU resellers? That's a good question. TD is quite good. Awesome. Show, let me close this. And bring up. Hey, R. Chapman. I don't get the stuff today, but I like it here. Awesome. That is good. So let's start this. Let's go KB3D. So KB3D is what's making, who is making this next build possible. The Blackbox tool changer. So there are links to data info, GitHub, and the product page in the description, but this is Blackbox CE. And I think if we come up here to Blackbox and we look at, there's a kit stuff here. And there's lots of things, lots of options. It can be a little intimidating. If we go to, so it looks like Vector 3D and coming soon, a France reseller and a few in Australia. Awesome. So now if we go to, let's go to the Blackbox CE GitHub. And I've got a link in here, but I'm just gonna search. In the description, you call them KB2D. It's KB 2.5D. In your queue. What are the counterweights for in this printer? To counterweight the weight of the bed. Oh, it doesn't matter if you, I did. I think everybody after stream should comment on the video about any potential conceived typos. Get the engagement up. Okay, so Blackbox is an open source Core XY tool changing 3D printer. It is really cool in that it's got a fairly small footprint to tool number ratio. You get up to 5 tool heads in a small space. And this is the community edition. So this printer's been around for a good while. And the original developers kind of passed the project on, and Chris and crew at KB3D have kind of taken it on to be an ambassador for it. See all the typos when we message some of these companies. So Blackbox is a really cool AJAX printer. 2.5 in AJAX. 3DJ is on my list to try to speak to. So this is a self-sourceable printer. Everything is out there. CAD is out there, all the stuff, but there are kits available, and KB3D is the supplier. There are other partners in that, LDO, Mandela, and such. So there's info here, and what I want to get to, so there's a 300 by 300 by 275 build volume. Hey, Rick. Space efficient machine size versus build size compared to other tool changers. On Discord, ping me, I'm in touch with them and I can introduce you. It has a belt-driven Z-axis, which is the reason for the counterweight system. Instead of relying on a gear reduction or keyback or such, they elected to use a counterweight system for that, which will be interesting to build. RepRap, designed in the spirit of RepRap, utilizing easily obtainable and 3D printable parts. All the things. So the default configuration is all set up around RepRap firmware. There's no reason why you couldn't use Clipper on this, but we will be building it with RepRap firmware. And it is utilizing some contributions from other projects, including Jubilee and Voron, and that. They are under the CERN OHLW license. So I'm seeing various belted Z tridents, wondering how they handle long term with the weight of the bed. It's a good question. Okay, documentation. Where was the, let's go here. Blackbox 3D.xyz. I should have, I will add this link to the description. I will add this link right now, because if I say I'm going to do it and I don't do it, it's not good. Oh, we hit 300 likes. Good job, folks. Let's go. Let's put this right here. There. Description updated. So here's the documentation site for Blackbox Tool Changer. Has all this information, but we're gonna get started. Let's get started. So there is BOM and sourcing. Existing builds. Ooh, let's see what this is. I never clicked on that link. Hey, Maker Dave. Well, I don't have a Notion thing, so I guess we're not going to click on it. And that was not a new window link, so. Features and specs. Oh, here's a, see that? I can't click on that to make it bigger. We have, oh, and Zoom doesn't really work all that well in that. Order one when they come back in stock for sure. You put a ton of work into this. Yeah. Let's get started. And BOM and sourcing docs. There's BOM. And then there's going to be, what is commissioning? It's in progress, but we've got documentation on frame and stuff. So document here. Anyway, plan is to just kind of go through the box and what's included. So maybe we'll do this one and I'll just bring stuff up. The biggest thing, one of the most value added things in the build is this guy. Now, all of Blackbox is not in here. I'm just telling you, this is not the whole kit. But we do have fasteners in here. Let me see that beacon updated if I was going to Rocky Mountain. Yeah, Justin, what are people excited for? We're gonna have a 3D printed Lamborghini there, apparently. Oh, that's neat. Apparently we don't need M4 by 14 flathead screws anymore. And then bins for stuff. Lots of 30-30 T-nuts. Those look like those are M4s. Everything. There's going to be so much for everyone. Yeah. M3s. Ooh, black. I've not seen black 2020 T-nuts. I might have to find me a sort and get some of those. That'd be handy in some spots on printers. Some of them you don't see them, but in areas where you see the edge of it, it might be nice to have a black T-nut. Fasteners. Ugh. And more fasteners. Oh, an extra. That's nice. Little extra handles in case you break one. Hey, Rod. So, fasteners, nicely organized. We will still have a hex tray for it. We're going to need active as you're building, access to the stuff. No, that is not light. This is optional value add or extra, but this is, I opted for the Mandela Roseworks integrated magnet plate. So, first time seeing that. Hey, Leo. Hey, Steven. So that's part of the build. And then I've got a whole big box of stuff here. So let's go through some of the, this is not going to be in any particular order. Let's put it that way. Let's bring in controller stuff. Whole box of stack of Duet boxes. How thick is that bed? It looks like 6 millimeter. It's the typical, I think that's what most of the Mandela ones are for Vorons. I have a couple on V0s. I have one on my 300 Trident. I think a 200 Trident has one. Yeah. They're fine. Anyway, a stack of Duet boxes. The big one is here. So this is the 6HC main board. We have, how many steppers are in this? You've got your motion steppers. So I think it's 1 for the Z though. And then 3, but then every tool head? We'll see. I got too many things on my mind to remember all the details. But you have a 6HC. A panel do, big old panel do 7. Now I'm considering not using this. I'm considering going with a DSI full color displays for just Duet web control on the display instead of the panel do interface. So we'll see what I end up doing with that. And then a 3HC, additional IO purposes. And this will all be connected with CAN. Hey, Mr. Jodity. There's an A, B, Z, E, and tool lock motor. There we are. Then you need all the extra heater outputs, and that's why you need the additional, not for steppers, but you need it for the tool head, the heaters and thermistors. ABZ or NEMA 17, extruder is a NEMA 17 pancake, and tool lock is a NEMA 8. Let's see. Oh, gotta. I don't usually, but got a hat that actually fits. Look at that. It stretches. It really needs to stretch to fit my big noggin. Go. Like this. I think KB2D sells Epson and Canon printers. Yeah. It took a chance. I have a very large noggin, and hats don't usually fit me, but that did fit, and it's comfortable. I like it. We've got 5 of these. Cool that I see with the backwards cap. Red derps. Space wall caps are always too big for my pinhead. No, yeah. So I haven't started my Jubilee. Probably work on it while everyone else is at Rocky Mountain. So hardware kit, I am opting for the for all Revo Voron tool heads. So for ease of moving nozzles around, changing out whatever. Look at one of these. Did you also get the FDM fastener kits? 2 different things. Probably. We're going in the order that I can grab things out of the box. I used to know. Nice little packaging here, some magnets and bearings and collets, then the Bondtech parts, BMG gears and thumb screw, and I don't think you use that, right? You use this, or is there, we'll figure it out. That is a custom part, and then this is the little Delrin or whatever material that is for the interface. I think I just identified a new Steve Builds meeting log. Phil, thanks for being a member. Went with 3 Revo 0.6 Obsidian and 1 V6 so I can try out different nozzles. Nice. Never been to a RepRap Festival before. Looking forward. It's a blast. Move the stock gear and use the SLS printed gear. Yeah. So all of these bags have this stuff in it, and there's a piece of piano wire, spring wire for controlling the umbilicals going to the various parts. We're all going to party at Rocky Mountain. Going to be the biggest kegger you've ever seen. Be a blast and loads of awesome people and projects. So I'm going to probably leave those there. Hardware kit. There are 5 of them. I just didn't uncover all of them. Bunch of stuff here. Enovo heater for that bed, and it is the full edge to edge. Looks like 500 watt, 120 volt. STEM nerds in a room. Electronics. Electronics box 1. Their little Z end stop PCB. Looks like the Heart K one. A Doom Voron logo on there. And what is this? That one doesn't want to open that way. What do we got? Half an hour to go. Little buck converter. What do we got? Oh, 12 volt buck converter. That's interesting. 12 volt, 10 amp. What is that for? Do you know, Luke? The Blackbox is water cooled. It is. One of the cool things about Blackbox. Let's see if we can find it in the documentation. So Blackbox, let me 12 volt is for the water cooling. Okay, that makes sense. Blackbox, where can we find some of that kind of information? Blackbox uses the part cooling and the extruder stepper on the carriage. It has water going to there for hot end cooling. And then for the dock area, there's a water block to keep the hot ends cool or under temperature controlled when they are docked. The extruder BMG gears and all the thermistor and hot end stuff is on each tool head. It only has one extruder motor. Yeah. So you only have one output needed for it, for the extruder motor. What else do we have in here? Another buck converter. It uses Hall effect end stops, and that's what these are. Power inlet, and what are these? So these are tool boards. Bounty 3D tool board. This is the first time I've seen some of this because I didn't go looking for it. It looks like just a little connection. Just a simple 4-pin microfit connector box or thing. we'll see what that ends up being used for during the build. I imagine there's 5 of those in there. And what is this? Fancy. 4-pin tool boards sit on the dock to make it easier to connect between the controller and the tool boards. What is this? I have no idea. We'll find out during the build. It's not labeled. What Voron build would you suggest for a person who wants to start building one? Black stop magnets. Oh, okay. I thought those were in the, okay. Little fancy micro switch. And this is, I think this is the part cooling fan, right? And some other miscellaneous stuff in there. Trident, yeah, Trident's a good choice. Yeah, that's probably the best choice. V0, switch wire. V2 is probably the more complicated. They're magnetic set screws that trigger the hollow keg sensors. Okay. New version is in testing. Motion box. So, ooh, is that a lead screw or ball screw coupler? Some bearings, a bunch of pulleys. Side pack Trident. I am a little biased on the Trident. You're right. Those are ball screw blocks. Are we using for ball? Is there a ball screw? I thought it was lead screws, but I could be wrong. Bunch of idlers, pulleys, and more bearings. I did say switch wire in there. It's for Z. Hey, AJAX, thanks for gifted memberships. I would not recommend V0 as our first Voron. It's the only printer to own. As far as ease of assembly and what you, it's really not as much even about the assembly process as the what it takes to end up with a good build. So I think the V2 is the one that takes the most care to end up with a good build. The others aren't quite as, don't take quite as much attention. A stack of duets. It's quite a stack, isn't it? There are some custom machine parts. These are done by Mandela. I'm not going to take these out of the packaging here. This is the, I'm guessing this is the tool head, the carriage. And this, what is this the dock? Is this the water-cooled dock? Or is this a rail backer? Idle cooling plate. Yep. Okay, that's what I thought. Got 5 Revo heaters. That is the tool dock. Oh. Gotta have our daylight on a stick. Daylights on sticks. Trident was easier to build than my 2.4. Yep, it should be. There's the other FDM kit. We got a selection of LDO rails. Yep, all the way around, of various sizes, various lengths. Yep, looks like 3 lengths. Hey, Beth. I was thinking the same thing. I think it is a good use for Revos. That's why I picked it. This is the FDM tool fastener kit. They are soaked in oil. And there's a bit. Judging by the hardware, this kit must be pricey. Yeah, if you fully deck this out, this is a $3,000 plus printer. Fully decked out, all the tool heads. Miscellaneous other box. Ooh. Got some of this stuff that I hate. The boron nitride paste. Here's a water cooling block. Is this for the tool head, it looks like? Or is this does this mount over here onto this thing? How does it compare to Prusa XL? Cheaper than an XL with 5 tool heads. Should be 2 of these. Yep, there are 2 of these. Yep. Bunch of pins. Actually, Northbridge coolers, yeah. Oh, those are magnet, or at least one set of those are magnets. Ooh, little tiny shims. Tiny shims. I like these little containers. Vials, lots of pins. Lots of things. Oh, there's our main drive. I think this goes on the main drive stepper for the extruder. That's a custom part. Couplers. What's that? Oh, this is I bet you that's the counterweight cord. Couple of press-in shims and a worm drive for the dock mechanism. Did a blood draw on a machine? Yeah. What is this? Oh, door latch kit. Oh, those look a lot like the door latches on Phoenix. A little different style, but... And then a special tap, fine thread. I think this is a fine thread M5 tap. I'm building this, yep, starting this build the weekend after I return from Rocky Mountain. These in here. Make sure you have a sharp pair of scissors to cut the counterweight cords. I have my shears here. Should work fine. Oh, that's from a different box. Okay, so I think all this can go right in there. So that is a miscellaneous hardware box. There are a lot of parts in here. I guess those FJM parts would probably be the most custom. These can be machined. These are just flat parts. These can be machined fairly easily. But everything, it's all open source at least. You can get all of this, the files for it. This is the water cooling stuff. I'm not going to open it up. It's the fan and stuff like that. Water cooling kit. How many tool heads? 5. I'm doing all 5. Just going right off the bat, straight to it. This is a CAN cable for the Duet. And then water cooling stuff. Water cooling bomb kit. Cables, fittings, fan. What else do we have in here? What are these bags? Ooh. Not 1 or 2 or 3, but 5. 5 tool heads, yep. It will be a fun build. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. We've been kind of vaguely talking about it for well over a year. We finally made a mutually agreeable deal on this build between KB3D and I. Considering fans are today the loudest on a printer, water cooling might be quite better. Acoustic. Bed rides on a frame made of 2040. Why does it need a counterweight? It does not, it's not geared or anything. It's to control the movement of the bed. These are more Mandela parts. These are the tool head machine parts. That little, this little part, where was that? Might not be able to get to it very easily. This is going to be a project, yes. Where was that? There's one in here. Here we go. That little plastic part fits right in there. 5 heads, yep. I figured if I was gonna do it, might as well just go all out. Are there many 3D printed parts for this? There are. Here is one. This is one of the corner feet. This is what I printed so far. I printed I'm printing the parts in Soraya ABS glass fiber, and that's what this is. Those plastic parts are from Jubilee. Got it. I think there's on stream 37 for it. At least one stream was 8+ hours. Yeah, it'll be a long series. This is Soraya glass fiber ABS. That's what I'm using for the build. I am doing it in the black and the gray. So I think the idea is everything that's like main frame parts are going to be black, and I'm going to do gray for the motion stuff that's inside of the printer. I'm not going to do the typical accent, trying to figure out which things look good in an accent color. I think I'm going to go with that kind of change. And so when you look at the printer, when it's all from the outside, you're seeing all black. Everything on the inside is going to be the gray. Discord. What? Am I supposed to look for something on Discord, Woody? Let me hop on with you. Oh no, I'm good. It's the perfect use of the TD-1. And that's the tie-in. That's why we went over the TD-1 before this. Digital Dragon streams on Twitch. So if you search for Digital Dragon 22, and you should, look on Twitch for his streaming. Soraya filament, their resins are great, but I didn't realize they had started making filament. This is my first experience with it, and it's printing fine. I've only printed a few, like 8 or so parts for the build, but I'm planning on hitting the printer, throwing a bunch at it right after I get back from Rocky Mountain for next week's stream. Oh, you do VODs to YouTube? Okay. All black on my build, though I've thought about adding some Capricorn reverse Bowden tube in orange. Here you go. Do they make it in the 3mm ID though, Luke? I'd make sure you stick with the large ID stuff for a reverse or a filament guide tube. Yeah, Twitch is annoying. More fastener kits. The thing that I don't like about Twitch is if you're not a member or subscribed to a channel, there are a lot of ads and they're long, and content creators don't pay attention to when an ad is running. So like I asked a question the other day of someone, and then an ad started playing. And when the minimum entry point for getting rid of ads is $5 per month, it's tough. It's really tough to make that decision. I wish Twitch would change some of that, because it is disruptive to watching on there. There are a bunch of these SSR mounts because they're really cheap and they work really well for mounting things to DIN rails. So these aren't, I don't have, what is this? Probably 10 or 12 of these in here. I don't have 10 or 12 SSRs to mount. These are for mounting electronics. A little bit of split sleeve, which is clever and useful. The system doesn't really notify you well when ads will play. Yep. And that's a problem. It should be more evident. There's just got to pay for his rockets somehow. I do love eating. I love having Liz and Zombie eat those beans. I'm sure I suspect I may be trying some of those in the very near future. We're getting pretty close on the box here. I don't think Twitch will reduce those ad policies. They're still not profitable. Yeah. I would watch more Twitch if it wasn't. I watch, when I get a chance, I watch Luke, I watch Liz, I watch Zombie. There's a couple others that if they're live, I'll go in and check them out. But I don't seek out streams on Twitch because of that. More FDM fastener kits. Here's the SSR for the bed. And then what is this? A bunch of pins. And this must be what all the idlers and stuff ride on. Lots of pins. You talk about how much the entire black box kit complete and closed. You with the ad comment though, yeah. Fully decked out, it's a little over 3. I don't know where it starts. If anybody can say, what's the minimum you can get into a kit from KB3D on this? Because you can self-source. You can self-source this build. If you wanted to do a kit, what's the minimum you're getting into? This is the docking mechanism parts, it appears. 1,500? Okay. This is a big thing here is this is a build. So everyone is gonna, if you want to really get into a project, this might be appealing. If you want something that you're just going to be able to do multi-material, multi-color filament quickly, then other options like the XL are out there. What is a printer build? Will you and Voron be at at MRRF, not Rocky Mountain, at Midwest RepRap Festival? I'm hoping to be there. I do not believe we will have a table for Voron though. I'm hoping to be there just on my own, but I don't believe we'll have a table for Voron. This is the bed mounting kit. It is from Endel. It is their kinematic matching height mounting kit. I'm not gonna pull all the bits and pieces out of there. I hear this is a good first printer build. It's like genuine IGUS cable chains, IGUS stuff. I realized something new about IGUS stuff that might make me look more at using just the genuine stuff in a build in the future. Because, let's see, if you were watching the Milo build series, something about these cable chains I found interesting. So let's have this, and let's see if, I don't know if this is going to apply on this one or not, but the way that the ends are compared to the rest of the links, on many of your generic chains, there's an offset for the bottom surface. So on this, there's no offset. It's flat. When you bolt this to a flat surface, it's all of the links are in line with that. On some of the generic chains, let's try this one. I don't know. I just grabbed one. This one is not. On the 10x11 chains, I don't know if I have any in here that I can show. There's an offset. There's an offset on them. So when you bolt this down, it forces the rest of the links to stick up. And if you've seen that in your printers, how on the chain, it tends to try to go up before it wraps around to your tool head or whatever, it's because of this offset right here. If you put 0.6 millimeters or so of spacers there, it should flatten out. Did that make sense? Anyway, little sidetrack on what I just learned. I just learned this on IGUS when working on one of my other printers, one of my only printers that has IGUS chains, because usually I just have the generic stuff on there. But I just discovered that the other day, an advantage to using IGUS. Okay, we're almost done. And we are 7 minutes from giveaway. We have a rod. Not immediately familiar with what that's for. Sounds like an improvement opportunity for generic manufacturers in China somewhere. Yes. I don't know if there's a reason for it. I don't know why. So got a bunch of wire management stuff and DIN rails. And then it came with some epoxy. Bob Smith Industries epoxy. Oh, what is this? Power supply. It's an LRS 350. Meanwhile, just print a shim for your chain, works great. Yep, and I've been doing that for a very long time. I actually discovered the offset on the generic chains when I was working on my CR10 like 6 years ago. I modeled in those offsets into some parts I was making. What I didn't realize is that the IGUS ones didn't have that offset until just recently. Single motor drive Z rod via, oh, this goes across and there's pulleys on the end to raise the bed. Got it. LRS power supply, always come from factory with the wrong voltage setting. So while we're here, we'll set that correctly. Correctly for us. Who came first, China or IGUS? Wow. IGUS being a stand-in for whatever the industry standard motion, cable motion control, whatever system, whatever the generic term for that would be. Got more machine parts here. Ooh, are these the specific Revo tool head mounts? Yeah, so I think it's a Revo plug-in right there, and this goes up, bolts in from the bottom. Something. I could be wrong. Hey, Delvin. And Mandela and their nice laser cut or whatever cardboard packaging. They do a good job with that. And then panels. I'm not going to pull these out. Lots of panels. Panel do. Toolhead blocks are either Revo V6 or Kraken, smooth with set screws. It takes quite a bit of time to pack up the Blackbox kits for shipping. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Could be sold anodized. They could. Why did you put one in facing the opposite direction? Did I? I was focusing on, I did. I was focusing on putting them all on this side, this way up. But I will satisfy mine and yours. There we go. Is that better? Anyway, panels. What you're not seeing here are the wiring and a couple other minor things. So by the time I get to those points in the builds, that stuff should be ready for the build. What do we have? 3 more minutes until giveaway time. I don't even have to mention the likes. We're at 330. Almost 450 people here. It's a safe voltage setting. Yes, absolutely, Michael. It is safe to ship those power supplies at the 230. If it was set to 110, then it would be a problem for EU or 230 volt customers. Are you still using your Milo to machine parts for the Blackbox? I was never planning on using Milo to machine parts for Blackbox. I'm planning on using Milo to machine parts for the Tic Tac build. My LDO Trident came with a regular Revo, making the printer slow. Do you recommend getting a Revo high flow nozzle or just replacing the whole thing with Rapido Dragon high flow? So I guess your definition of slow might be a little different than mine. But if you, the Revo high flow at a 0.4 nozzle isn't a huge increase. If you're going larger than that, then it's worth it to just get a high flow nozzle, starting at about a 0.6 nozzle. Does it come with a wiring harness? It does, but it's just not here yet. Fully dicked out basically 3302 unless I messed up my purchase list. I'll be sure to reach out to KB3 to ensure I'm purchasing. Yes, I'm sure they are willing to help make sure that folks are getting the right things. Lots of wiring on this build, and Luke made his own, and because Luke made his own, that meant that the next little bit, which happened, the actual harnesses we're gonna get here. So I gotta thank Luke for doing that. It's like you lose something, so you buy a replacement, you find it the next day, same concept. Swap from Revo to Rapido, I'm not looking back, it's great. I love the nozzle system. I am very much a fan of the Revo ecosystem. As they expand it, even more. Oh yeah, you can post the KB3D Discord. Absolutely, Putty. Time for a sandwich. It is giveaway time. We're giving away 3 things. I believe EU regulations now require auto switching voltage power supplies. No more checking. Yeah. Okay, it is time for giveaways. Time for giveaways, and then we're probably pretty much done, which gives me time to get right into more Rocky Mountain prep and actually tax time, because I haven't done my taxes yet. Oh, Poity is saying there's a KB3D order help channel for Blackbox, and there's a link right there. I didn't like Revo when it launched, but they grew on me and I love them. Yeah. So recently had a price drop. Yep. Here, and Wheel of Names. So we're giving away I gave the Revos 0.25 nozzles, so they still go burr. Let me get rid of this stuff. We're giving away 3 things today. Yeah, I started my taxes like 5 minutes into them. I don't think it'll take me more than a couple hours, a few hours, but it's still something that's not fun. We are giving away a roll of Polymaker filament. We are giving away 3-pack of Pex Peppers hot sauce with a nifty 3D printed wall mount. And we are giving away one of these TD-1 kits by AJAX, care of West 3D. Right here. All of these giveaways are eligible worldwide. Hopefully that doesn't bite me on the TD-1 kit, but we'll figure it out. And yeah. That price drop really helps with these and the justification to move to it, yeah. I have them on many of my printers. I still run other hot ends in printers for the experience and for the comparisons and such, but it's turned into my default. No worries, the Enquitas. Charlie did pass last fall after a good long 16-year life. But he ended up, well, he had bladder and kidney issues for a long time, but a cancer in his bladder ended up being the thing. So you have to be here. we are going to give away the Polymaker filament first. You have 3 seconds to get your last second entries in. And starting now, 3. I wish Revo had longer leads. I do too. I do too. I extend all of mine. Hey, Memilum, where is here? You have to be here, watching the stream. I lost one of my childhood cats, a rapid onset kidney failure. Yeah. Nice Irwin quick clamp hanging above your head. Is that actually on camera? Oh, interesting. Right there. You know how much of a clamp champ I am, right? Does this even work? No. I don't know why that camera isn't working. I can't show you. I can't show you how much of a clamp champ I am. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clamps holding my overhead cam in place. I didn't even keep track, so I'm going to start over on the counting. So 3, 2, which giveaway? Polymaker filament. Polymaker filament. I should say one of the others and just close a different one. I don't know. Cuz. 3, 2, 1. Half. There's one. I had to start over once when I saw it change. So 3, 2, 1. Done. That is a pricey camera mount. When I move over here, I won't use any clamps. I've got an idea for a mount for my overhead that'll give me a little more flexibility. So, Polymaker filament. Who got the first one? Brian T got the first entry. Who got in there? And very last one. Nappin got in. Scott got in. Scott got in last. You got next to last one, Nappin. Countdown from 1 to 0 using all possible floating point numbers. Then the print locking builder. Lost the game of chicken. Okay. We need a number between... We have 6 more days until the start of Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival. So let's go 1 to 6. 1 to 6. Oh. Zero and TD-1. I was looking at the TD-1 there when I was trying to come up with something. I was trying to figure out a combination that made sense. Let's go 5. I'm seeing lots of 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spin. Who do we got? Who do we got? Polymaker filament winner is Lodley Urban. Lodley Urban, are you here? Congratulations. You've won, if you're in the US or Canada, a coupon to the US or Canada Polymaker store. If you are outside the US or Canada, there is a list of filament you can choose from. It all comes to you in an email. I will make sure that I get caught up before I leave on these emails. I can always do it there when someone reminds me I haven't done it. Lodley Urban, are you here? You got to say something in chat to claim your winnings. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Say something in chat. There you are. Good job. Congratulations. You even tagged me. That's good. Lodley Urban. Record this. 2. Make sure the email address is properly formatted. We are good. Awesome. Congrats. Next thing is Pex Peppers. So we had a link here somewhere. Let's see where that was. It is a 3-pack worldwide with a 3D printed hot sauce wall mounting thing. Nope, not message link. I want link. This is right here. You have 3 seconds to enter this one. It is a 3D printed thing. So this is the connection. We got 3D printed content. So we have 3 seconds. 3. Hey, Arconic Fab. Hey, Zarp. I wasn't actually paying attention, so I'll start over. There's 1. 3. 3. Entered just for the hanger. 2. 1. Oh, that wall mount being printed. Awesome. I thought it was their sauce. Quarter. 3. 2. 1. Done. Pueblo Red could make ABS taste good. I admit I have not tried many of the sauces because I'm a weakling. So I ordered some ages ago, and I got a Pueblo Red sample last year at the event. The stuff I ordered was like the honey bees, whatever one. I don't remember all the names. But I got a sample of the Pueblo Red, and that has been my favorite. I have not ordered more, but I plan to. Is this the it's the 3-pack and the hanger? Yes, it's not just the hanger. You're getting a 3-pack. I imagine if sorry, I almost forgot. I mean, remember, I got paid off to do this, so I gotta pay the the fee. B-bomb, thank you. I imagine you pick what you want, right? You'll be getting some in person. A lot of you will. Nice. Anyway, we have, who was it? We are done. Mike G got in the first one. Who got in the last entry? Last entry was Jimmy. It's hot sauce. Here, I can see better if I do this. There we go. Here, close and get rid of this list and paste the new one. Use the local pickup option if you want to pick up at Rocky Mountain. There you go. And there's a Steve Builds coupon for some percentage off, I think. Okay, Mike G and Jimmy were in there. So let's do a number between Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival. First official day is the 20th, so between 4 and 20. Filament jam just in time for draws. Captain hat, yep. Between 4 and 20. First day of the show is 4/20 in Colorado. Let's go 4 and 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Spin. You gotta weed out the funny numbers. See what you did there. Who do we got? Hot sauce, Master Moon. Master Moon, are you here? You have won a selection, 3-bottle selection of hot sauce, plus a nifty 3D printed mount, a hanger, if you will. Congratulations. I like the Pueblo Reserve Red the best so far. Is that different than the Pueblo Red? Are you here, Master Moon? You have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Napoleon taco hat. There you are. Congrats. 2 for 2. You are here. So I will hand over your email address to Pex Peppers and they will contact you. Pueblo Reserve is different than Pueblo Red. What is different about it? There you are. Okay, so let's close that and get all of that gone. Yeah, to PEX is out the STL for free, but with a serial number for proof of empty bottles of each of your sauces. Yeah, if that's true, I think, AJAX, you must have interacted, I think, with the stream in order to get tagged. One is reserved for special occasion. It's like a Pueblo chili ketchup. It's sweet and complex. Huh. Reserve is hotter, but still sweet. I'm a weakling, remember. Okay. So the last giveaway is this TD-1 kit by AJAX 3D, care of West 3D. They are sold out everywhere, so this is your chance to get one. I'm going to close that entry in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, done. No. You'll bring me some? Okay, I'll try it. AJAX who? I'm kidding. There hasn't been a new one since I've been chatting here. You better get it in, because I'm about there. 3, 2, 1. Half. I was tempted to enter for the TD-1, but don't need a 4th. Wow. Out there. Finally. I got to restart it legitimately once. 3. Oh, another 2 got in. 3, 2, 1. 0.01. There to go. 3, 2, 1. Done. Okay. Let's link this out. What numbers are we going to do here? I guess we got to do a TD-1 here. TD-1 what? Okay, Mike G got in the first one, and who got in that last one? Evidences. The GPs, you got in there in the last few. Oh, whoa, what happened there? Come up, I think I screwed it up. Copy. Oh, no, there it is, okay. G and evidences, right? Making sure I got the right list pasted in there. Yep. Okay. Self-sourced hardware for 3, just in case I killed something to not break anything. I thought I'll play the game. You were close. You're close to the last one. We need a number between 20 and 24. Because it's Mountain RepRap Festival 2024. I don't know. 20 and 24. I like 21. 21's a good number for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And spin. 21's a good number. My anniversary is on the 21st. Steve Job J8. Congratulations. Are you here? And I hope you're in the US. Just come to SAC and pick it up in person. Steve Job J8. Are you here? Congratulations. You have 2 minutes to say something. A little less than 2 minutes. Steve Jobs J8. Is this Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs. Checking chat. Here? There you are. Congrats. They're here. Awesome. See? Oh, I didn't actually ask where. Can you give me a country you're in? Just for my information? I'll be emailing you. Yeah. You are in the US. Awesome. I mean, I would absolutely ship this anywhere. It's easier on me if it's in the US. awesome. Congrats. I will send you an email and figure out the details. So here, let's see here. We've got a pile of parts here. We've got a pile of parts, and I did not place that hat there with the intent of this camera angle. I didn't even think about it, but it works well. So that is going to be our coverage today, our stream today. We had a good time installing the TD-1. Gone over the parts for the Blackbox. That is a build I have been looking forward to for a long time. So I'm looking forward to the build itself and the having a configuration already kind of in place for RepRap firmware and actually using it. So, oops, I got to remove the links. We're not streaming on Tuesday. Just a reminder. Somewhere in that mess is a printer ready to come alive. Exactly. So we are not streaming on Tuesday. I have another event that I had forgotten about when we were talking last Sunday. It's a retirement for someone at work, and so I will be there instead. So for those of you that are going to be at Mountain RepRap Festival, please come and say hi. I will have a stack of hex trays with me. I'd like to start giving those away on Saturday, so no early claims. Andrew, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Always have a safe, fun trip. Definitely, I'll check out that vid, Michael. Hope to see folks there. And for everyone else, I will see you next Sunday, the 28th, which means Saturday the 27th will be a Charlie's Angels stream of some sort. So take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good week. Hope to see you. Enjoy the build. Bye.